everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a miniature palm tree out of twist ties and masking tape. So the supplies we're going to need are twist ties, the kind that come off of a bread bag, or sometimes you get them in sandwich bags in a sheet like that. We're going to need some masking tape. I'm using 1-inch masking tape. If you have 1/2 inch, that will work too. Some permanent markers. I'm using green, brown, and yellow, 2 different colored greens. I have a couple rocks that we're going to see what we're going to use those later. I picked these up outside. Some tacky glue. And since this is a potted plant, we're going to need something to put our palm tree in. So you could either use a bottle cap or a piece cut off of an egg carton, anything like that. And one more thing, we're going to of course need scissors. And I just have a little piece of brown packing paper that's going to be to put around our tree. You can use any kind of paper. Tissue paper would work too. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of my twist ties, tear that off, make sure it's straight. If you don't have twist ties, you might also have wire. You can do that too. Then you can make whatever size palm tree you want. Then I'm going to tear about a 3-inch strip of masking tape off. Put that down and stick your twist tie into the center, just like that. I'm going to leave about 1 inch sticking out the bottom. And I'm going to have masking tape sticking up about 1/4 inch or a little more above the twist tie. Then we're going to tear off another piece of tape and sandwich that twist tie right in the center, just like that. I'm just going to show you with one. You're going to need about 6 or 7 or 8 of these to make these palm fronds to make our tree with. And this is just the start of it. Okay, now we're going to need to shape this. So I'm going to cut across the top and kind of round it off. Then go down the side and taper it in, so we're making kind of a paddle shape. Do one side and do the other. Cut in. Okay, so it looks kind of like a paddle. Then we're going to take some more masking tape. And I'm going to take about 1 inch of masking tape, but tear it in half like that. And we're going to wrap this bottom to make a stem. So it looks more like a branch and less like a twist tie. So we're just rounding that out with this part. Okay, I'm going to put 1 strip there, and 1 strip here. Okay. There, that's nice and round. Okay, let's start coloring this in. I'm going to take some yellow, and I'm just going to put some stripes on there. We just want this to make it look nice and natural, so we don't want to just do it one green, because doing it a bunch of colors, it will look more natural. Okay, then I'm going to put just strokes of green out from the center like this. Okay. On one side, then the other side. You might get a little bit of a green thumb doing this, but that's what happens when you're making plants. Okay. Then I'm going to take a darker green and add that next. I'm going to make sure I cover all my white areas. See how this is a nice color, looks nice and natural. Okay. And just like I said before, one side, make sure I get all that white covered. And then the other side. Okay. Then I'm going to take my brown marker and I'm going to follow and trace over where this wire is. So that looks like our stem. And then we're going to color the masking tape branch brown also. Okay. There we go. Now to cut it. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to work my way kind of on a diagonal in. Cutting nice thin strips. As thin as you can go. Go slow, watch your fingers. can vary the size a little bit if you want, but I like to try and keep them as thin as possible. So we're just cutting little strips on a diagonal all the way down. Sometimes I'll go back and I'll cut out a couple of these little fronds just so it looks a little more natural, or to thin out certain ones and take off that sharp edge on the end. Then I'm going to start on this side and do the same thing. Okay, cut all the way down. And you're going to cut just to the wire. Don't cut into the wire, you'll nick up your scissors that way. So you stop just short. Plus you don't want to cut it in half. Okay. You can go back if there's ones that you think are too thick and just tweak those a little bit. Okay, then like I said, you're going to repeat your process a few more times and make as many palm fronds as you think will look good for your tree. Okay, then I'm going to arrange them. I'm going to separate my longer ones because you'll want to do different length ones so they look more natural. Do a couple long ones, a couple short ones that go on the outside, some medium ones. So I'm going to take my long ones and I'm going to put them in the center. We're doing our arranging now. Take this one, put that there. Put these medium ones towards the outside. Kind of like arranging flowers. You've seen palm trees, or you can look at some pictures on the internet of them. Okay. So just like that. And I'm going to take the bottoms and twist them just to hold this all together. Okay. So far, so good. Next, I'm going to take another piece of masking tape and I'm going to tear that lengthwise so that we're going to make our trunk. You kind of don't want them thick because it gives it a nicer edge to the tree if you use little strips. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these strips and I'm going to wrap it around. So this is holding everything more together. I missed coloring in a little piece right there, so let me just fix that real quick right now. Okay. Now palm trees are going to be wider at the bottom, so I'm going to really wrap this bottom part with more masking tape. You can even kind of ball it up if you want, just to give it a more natural look. This is giving us our bark. Okay. I think I want to add a little more thickness to that bottom. So I'm going to just add a couple more strips. Okay, then once you're happy with your trunk, just like that, I'm going to color that with some brown. Go all over that with your Sharpie marker. You can throw in a little black too if you want, but I'm just going to stick with brown, I think, for this one. And the thin strips of masking tape gives it that nice bark-like texture. Okay, now our tree's done, and you can bend your branches down. This is the fun part, arranging it, making it look nice and natural. And the wire will hold its shape. Okay, well that won't stand on its own. So I'm going to take the bottle cap that I had, and I'm going to put some glue in the bottom. And then stick a few of these rocks in there. That will add weight so that our tree doesn't fall over. Okay. And I'm going to add some more glue on top of the rocks. And I'm going to take some of this packing paper, stick my tree into the center, just like this. And I'm going to stick the packing paper around to to hold it into place. That will also make it look kind of like soil in there. Okay, just like that. If you have a little bit sticking up like that, add a little more glue. Okay, on the example, I gave it a nice finished look by taking some of this packing paper, and I tore it into a strip, and then I cut it into even thinner strips, just kind of like what we did with our palm tree. Just like that, to make these thin strips of paper. So I'm going to put some more glue in here. And then I'm going to take these thin strips and stick these on top to give it that nice finished look, like it looks like it has mulch in there. And there you have it. We just made a little miniature potted palm tree that you can use in a dollhouse or put on a shelf. It makes a nice little gift for somebody. So that's it. It's easy, and you can do it with all supplies you have at home. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and consider subscribing if you want to see my other videos. Have a great day.